They poisoned your coastlines, then lawyered up to dodge the bill. Now Chevron and Exxon are standing before the Supreme Court, not to take responsibility, but to shut the whole thing down. Cities sued them over climate damage. Their move? Drag every lawsuit from state court into federal court, where cases go to die. This isn't about defending their honor. It's about burying the evidence, dodging the blame, and rewriting the rules before anyone can make them pay. And if they win, no one pays for the climate crisis except you. Let's set the scene. Across the country, states and cities are suing Chevron, ExxonMobil, Shell, and the rest of big oil, not because they sold gas, but because they lied about what it would do. They funded junk science, hid climate projections, and told the public everything was fine while their own memos screamed the opposite. And the lawsuits? They're not asking to ban oil. They're asking big oil to pay for the damage. We're talking billions in infrastructure repairs, seawalls, storm defenses, and climate resilience. The same kinds of costs that hit taxpayers when the storms roll in and the coastlines wash away. So what did Chevron and Exxon do? They lawyered up and tried to change the battlefield. Their goal? Take every lawsuit filed in a state court and yank it into federal court. Why? Because federal courts are where climate cases go to stall out and die. It's delay, deflect, dismiss, rinse, and repeat. Their argument? Climate change is a global issue, so local courts have no business ruling on it. Sounds slick, right? But here's the truth. These lawsuits are not about regulating global emissions. They're about consumer fraud, deception, and local harm. They're about what Chevron and Exxon did in specific communities, with full knowledge and zero disclosure. Hawaii sues because it's drowning. Rhode Island sues because its infrastructure is breaking. Minnesota sues because they were sold lies in the name of profit. And Big Oil says, we're too big for state court. They want a one-size-fits corporation's legal shield. They're asking the Supreme Court to rule that climate lawsuits don't belong in local courts at all. Now let's talk precedent. This could become the master key that unlocks corporate immunity. If Chevron wins, it's not just about oil. It sets a roadmap for every powerful company to move its legal problems out of state courts and into the federal fog. Local governments lose their power. Communities lose their voice. And corporations? They get to keep polluting, lying, and dodging the check. This case is about more than carbon emissions. It's about truth. It's about responsibility. It's about whether a trillion-dollar company can poison your future and then sue its way out of the consequences. The Supreme Court holds the gavel now, and Chevron's banking on them to swing it in their favor. If they succeed, don't expect justice. Expect silence. Because when power gets too big to sue, it also gets too big to stop. So next time a storm floods your street or a heat wave breaks your grid, ask yourself who's paying for this. Because if Chevron wins, the answer won't be them. Better call Saul.